For beautiful filet mignon beef Wellingtons from Rastelli. This is a very special item. This is so special we don't even have auto delivery on this because it's a very labor-intensive process. Mr. Rastelli only brings this to QVC limited numbers of times a year. This is something very, very special, and what we're talking about are 4 or 8 of these 7-ounce puff pastry wrapped filet mignon pieces that are bathed in a duxelle. Mr. Rastelli, you've outdone yourself yet again.
David, it's just once a year. You know, I will tell you, I know it's been a favorite of our QVC guests, but our butchers, every time we come on air, they kind of cringe because this takes hours and hours and hours to make.
So I want to be clear. You only do this for
just for
Christmas.
QVC, and only for QVC. That
and only for QVC.
Yes.
This is something very, very special. And for people who are not as familiar as you and I would be with the beef Wellington, let's describe it top to bottom.
Yes. You know what? Let's go to the cutting board.
Let's do it.
That's where we start, David. So actually, while I'm explaining this, I want you to spoon some of that duxelle sauce. I wish they could smell that right into there.
This smells so good. Now, duxelle is a red wine reduction, and inside are chopped mushrooms, shallots, and some garlic.
And a roasted garlic and some onion. And that's,
I smell thyme,
yes,
too.
there's some thyme in there, too. That's what makes it so special. So really where we start is at the butcher shop. Thank you, sir.
Of course.
So filet mignon, let's think about it. We've got the most incredible filet mignon, all from Western cattle, all corn-fed. But what's great about it is we're aging these, David. Now, what you'll notice, they're large fillets. There is no fat on these. We take every ounce of fat, we hand trim them, and then, of course, they're all center cut. So they've been aged for 28 days. So that's where the start. So think about it, 28 days out in front. We're getting these fillets, we're cutting them, we're aging them. Then we take this beautiful portobello duxelle, which you just showed. And as you mentioned, it's got white mushrooms and brown mushrooms, it's shallots, some onions, some thyme, and of course, that red burgundy wine, which we just reduced. Now, once we begin to reduce this has got to get cold. And once it's cold, David, we then cover the entire filet, the top, the bottom, the sides. And then we take our beautiful puff pastry, which is made with phyllo dough, each one done by hand. We take this.
That's why these are so hard to come by.
It is, David.
They're very labor intensive.
Everything is done by hand. We, of course, wrap these. We twist them, put a beautiful bow right on top. And, of course, when that happens, all you do is have to take that home and put that right into your oven. And for about 25 minutes at 425, and you have got the most incredible puff pastry.
Can these cook from frozen?
From frozen, straight from frozen.
Yes. Now, we brought out some that are a bit more done because that's how I like them. You can enjoy them any way you like. And I want you to enjoy yours medium rare, medium well, which is how I like mine, and just enjoy that puff pastry and something so very special. Now, we're shipping these either 11/6 or 12/4. There is no auto delivery, Mr. Rastelli.
No.
These are so special. We can't get them. And the butchers at the plant all groan a little bit when beef Wellington time comes around because they know how much work is involved.
They do.
Now, we are more limited in the 4 count. You can do a 4 or an 8 count. Let me tell you right now, that 8 count is maybe the way you want to go because these are so amazing. Now, what seasoning do you recommend with this?
So you don't have to do anything at all. All you're going to do is take this out of the box. Now, they're going to come in a beautiful box like this. Each one is individually vacuum packaged, Dave, because we want these to last for you. So whether you get the 4-pack or the 8-pack, you're going to take these out. You see, these are large portions, but they're all individually vacuum packaged. And of course, that package, all you've got to do is from frozen, take it out of the package, drop it right into your oven at 425 degrees. It's going to take about 25 minutes. And I always use a thermometer, meat thermometer. So when your internal temperature is at 120, your beef Wellington is going to be perfect each and every time. It's that simple.
Yes. So it's getting a little dry, so I wanted to add a little red wine to it.
That's beautiful. Oh, and the smell. I wish they could smell that because that
smells amazing. Now, Mr. Rastelli, I'm ready for a bite.
Okay, David, we're going to make sure you get a bite of this.
All right, come on.
So I want to make sure that you. Here's something I would also recommend. Always use a serrated knife when you're cutting this because the puff pastry is so delicate.
Because what we don't want is for the puff pastry to rip and tear. You want it to be all part of it,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
So let me. Now, this is like a Steve Doss bite. Big bite. You know what's amazing about this? The meat is so tender, it just collapses in your mouth.
That
Melts.
That's a great word for it. And the reason, think about it, you're baking this filet mignon, right? It's got that portobello duxelle, and the reason we use that portobello duxelle is because it melts inside that filet. The filet mignon, I've always talked about it being the most porous piece of meat. It takes the sauces, it takes the flavors. So when you bake this with that portobello duxelle on top, it just melts into that filet mignon. And you get it in every bite.
I'm going to tell all of you right now to get these Wellingtons, these filet Wellingtons, because these are something so incredibly special and so beautiful. And come holiday season, when you want to treat your family and loved ones to something extra special, this is going to be ideal. We're not shipping these until November and December timeframe. They'll ship either November the 6th or December the 4th. And you can choose 4 or 8 of these. Let me tell you what I have available. Now, if you want November 6th in the 4 count, which is most popular, I have about 2,000 to go around. In the November 6th 8 count, checking. All right, that's available. And then 12/4 in the 4 count. We're checking. 2,000 there. And 1,900 in the 8 count on 12/4. I'm going to tell you right now, this is something very, very special. If you were to try to make this at home, well, good luck with that, because it is not easy to make. These are all prepared and they cook from frozen. So you can pop these right into your oven. You can pop these right into, can I cook these in the air fryer?
You know, David, I would not recommend it because I have never tried it, to be perfectly honest with you.
And you know, I don't know how the puff pastry would behave in the air fryer.
Right.
So do it in the oven and just preheat your oven and be ready to go. This is something very special. And I will tell you, if you're looking for something extra lovely for holiday, then we found it for you. Do we need to bring in more? Okay, we're going to bring in more fillets. And then we're going to invite Big Bite over because I took a bite reminiscent of Big Bite Steve. And I'm going to tell you to take as big a bite as you want, Steve, because this is going to melt in your mouth. Unbelievable. Mr. Rastelli will hook you up with a bite here. Okay, we've got some hot ones just out of the oven. And Steve, come on over if you will. And we have, let me find a clean fork for you.
Hey,
Here's a clean fork.
Steve, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, yes.
So you've got the duxelle, you've got the puff pastry, you've got the filet mignon, all in the same bite,
Wonderful.
and of course, that's.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Right?
Just works, right? It's just any easy. We've taken all the work out of it.
And that duxelle is what's so special.
You don't need anything else.
No.
And maybe a little salad, maybe a little veg, but it is all in this one beautiful
We
Wellington.
happen to have some whipped potatoes and asparagus right
None
here.
of that. Yeah, never mind.
But you could certainly put this right on top there and serve this as an entree, right?
Look how
And
beautiful
of
that
course,
is.
As 2, because they're 7 ounces. They're big. You've got a lot of puff pastry there.
I mean, look
Think
at that.
about how simple that is.
so
Now
special.
look, that's the kind of dinner that you would go out and pay a pretty penny for, right?
Sure.
And beef Wellington is not something you're probably going to make at home.
No
right?
way. And you know, it's funny, Brittany and I had talked about Wellingtons before, and you might see them at your favorite restaurant on a special.
Maybe,
Because
yes.
it is very rare that the
Yes.
kitchen's going to dedicate so much time to make these,
So
right?
true. Exactly.
I mean, Mr. Rastelli does these for one season of the year, and that's Christmas in July, which we're coming up on very quickly.
Yes, we are.
We're counting down to Christmas. Christmas Day is 6 months from today. Now, if you wanted to cut another bite there for Steve and myself,
look at-
we probably wouldn't say no.
I mean, that beautiful duxelle that's coming through there is what really gives you that incredible flavor. And of course, when you've got the puff pastry to add to it, and again, always use the serrated knife. It goes through your puff pastry. It'll
My mouth is
keep
just watering watching
everything
you do this.
intact, right? So
All right, you first, sir.
Okay, sure thing.
You go have to.
there you go.
for that one.
There you go.
Don't discourage him from a big bite.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a big bite.
That's how he rolls.
I'm sorry. This is special.
And the duxelle seasons the meat so beautifully. That's why you don't need any other seasoning.
Just the moist. There's like it's almost like a sauce-like in
I'm
there.
going to tell you right now, you all need to get your Wellingtons because this is something very special. Mr. Rastelli doesn't do this very often. The butchers in his shop don't make this very often. They groan when it comes to beef Wellington. They're like, is it beef Wellington time again?
They do, yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, everyone is golden brown on the outside and super tender on the inside. That duxelle is so savory and so lovely. Let me turn this back on. So really fantastic. Let me turn it down. So don't miss out on any of this. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a lover of filet mignon and you love good puff pastry.
Who doesn't?
And who doesn't? And then, of course, that lovely duxelle with the mushrooms and the garlic and the onions and the shallots and the red wine. It's a burgundy. How you doing? This is something so special. Mr. Hagan, how many of these are gone now? 1,800 ordered in this show. And we have only 2 ship weeks. We have November the 6th and December the 4th in a 4 or 8 count. These come individually packaged.
Right.
You cook them from frozen. You don't even have to thaw these.
That's so easy.
And they come out perfectly. Mr. Rastelli, you want to show how they come
Yes,
packaged?
they're so simple. And you know, think about a gift right around the holidays. If you'd
while
like to
you do
send
that, I'll
someone
just eat.
Really special. Each one is individually vacuum packed and, of course, blast frozen. So look at this. It's been wrapped, all hand done, hand trimmed filet mignon from the Midwest. We put that beautiful duxelle on, and we just hug the entire filet, wrap it in the puff
I love it that he
pastry.
says hug.
Well,
Because the puff pastry hugs the meat.
yes.
Yeah.
My friend Chef Carla Hall says comfort food is food that should hug you.
Yes.
This is
Absolutely.
comfort food at its
Yes.
very finest. Oh my word, these are amazing. Don't miss these. Get these now while you can, because Mr. Rastelli's team only makes these one time a year,
And just for QVC.
and just for QVC. They don't even sell it in their stores,
No,
which
we
is pretty
do not.
amazing,
No, we do
because their market is gorgeous. Don't miss out on this. Mr. Rastelli, it's a pleasure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Always
Great to
good.
see
Are you going to be back at 6 for
I
our
will
gourmet
be back.
holiday?
Yes, I will be back.
Looking forward to that. So we're going to check in with Steve because he's going to update you on some other goodies, and I'm going to have one more bite for the road.
You bet. I'm just going to tell